Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So we're continuing our epic look at the Godzilla toy line by looking at this second pack of destruction. And this one comes with the Muto. Now he seems to be in a winged mode. You see that there's these sort of membranes on either leg. And before, when we showed the Muto, the Chibi Minis, I'll put the links to those down below. He didn't have wings, so maybe this is an alternative mode for this creature. But nevertheless, we get a vehicle, we get a helicopter there, and we get some destructive parts of the city that have been blown up. So we're really looking forward to getting this one out of the packaging. Okay, let's take a closer look. Up here in the top corner, we got Godzilla himself. And if you haven't seen Godzilla already, this is what he looks like. We have seen him appear in a few of the newer trailers. And we get a really good close-up look at him there. He looks really menacing. Cool. And then over here we've got some helicopters flying through what appears to be some sort of electric orangey storm. And down here we've got the Muto encased in plastic. Again, you can see the closer look there at the wings. We'll get a closer look at him just in a minute. And you can see the helicopter here. The helicopter appears to have very, very thick rotors. I'm not sure if that's very aerodynamic, but we'll get a closer look at that in just a bit. And you can see all the pieces of the city here. It's a different city to what we had with the Godzilla set. Again, link to that one down below if you want to check out the other destruction pack. Down here we've got the Godzilla logo with, looks to be like the back of Godzilla in the background, and a nice Japanese logo, I'm assuming. And then here we've got Pack of Destruction Bandai. On the back, we've got the Godzilla logo again, Pack of Destruction, and here you can see the two sets available in this wave. So we've already reviewed this guy here with his city and jet plane, so link down below if you haven't seen this one already. And here is the Muto standing over his destroyed city and helicopter on the ground there. And here you can see a nice cityscape at the bottom with the Godzilla just poking out of the water. Something I didn't notice before about the plastic bubble is that it's got these lovely cracks running through it, and actually it itself looks like kind of like a chunk of rock that's been split down the middle. So that's really cool, nice attention to detail in the packaging. Okay, so without further ado, let's get this guy out of the packaging. Okay, so here is the Muto Pack of Destruction out of the packaging, and I have to say straight away there's a few surprises about this set that you wouldn't see just from looking at the pack, so we'll go through those in just a minute, and that's what this review is all about. But the Muto itself is supposed to be an ancient foe of Godzilla, so you kind of need the two sets together to sort of fight off in a massive battle, and we'll try recreating that later on. As always, these sets, they come with parts of a city, and these do actually fit together. So you can see that this piece sits on here, and this piece sits nicely on there. It's not spring-loaded, they just sit together. And on the back, these pieces are hollow. So they just sit together like that, and then you can smash through with your monsters, hence creating the Pack of Destruction. Okay, let's get a closer look at these building parts first of all. So first off, here's one piece of the destructible building. As I said before, it would be nice to have some painted detail or some kind of weathering on these. It's a shame that they're just one block colour. And also the destructive parts of the building, it would be nice if these were kind of like faux rock inside. But these are minor gripes. As I said, it's hollow inside, which means that actually it's easier for your monster to burst through. Okay, next up we've got another piece here. This one's got a nice little round building in there. Very nice. And you can see the two cracked pieces either side. And then last but not least, we've got a corner of a building here. Probably one of the smallest pieces of these destructible buildings that we've seen. So taking a closer look at the helicopter, you can see we've got quite a nice little detailed sculpt for its size. Very, very nice. It's got a sculpted gun on the front. Got these nice sort of lines running around the back. Very sort of army looking, this one. And you can probably already tell by the spinning rotors that this is articulated. So you can actually spin the rotors round. Now they don't look very aerodynamic. They're quite thick. And that's my major gripe with this helicopter. They are nicely sculpted on the top, but unfortunately, yes, they are too thick for my liking. You can actually take these rotors off, so as a destructible pack, this one's certainly living up to that, because you can take the rotors off the helicopter as well, so you can have the Muto or Godzilla bite off the rotors of your vehicle. Here is the Muto himself, and it's a really nice little figure. The only thing I'd say is it's very smooth all over. There's no sort of textural detail. It feels like a very simplified toy. I don't know if this is true to how it will be in the film, but it seems very sort of flat on all the surfaces. But it's cool. Straight out of the box, I noticed that the arms are actually articulated, which is really nice, because otherwise the way this thing is posed in the box is like this, and it wouldn't be able to stand otherwise. You'll see, just falls flat on its face. But if you pull the arms out, you can actually get it into a standing pose, and you can have it walking or complaining, telling a kid off. Oi! Yeah, so the arms are articulated. Another nice feature about this one is that the wings actually come off. I didn't realise. They actually peg into these holes on the side of the head. You can remove them on both sides, so the wings come off like that. And actually then you've got a non-winged version of the Muto, unfortunately with giant holes in the side of its head. But that's still pretty cool that you can kind of switch versions from the winged Muto to the non-winged version, which I believe is the one that we got in the Chibi Minis, the non-winged version. Okay, let's get a closer look at the sculptural detail on this one. Okay, so you can get a closer look at the head there. You can see it's got like seems like a beaked mouth, and it's got this sort of red strip going back where I'd expect its eye to be. Whether that is its eye or whether it's just a sort of a painted strip on there, I don't know. But that's pretty cool. There's some nice sculpted details, some folds around the mouth. And then as we move down to the body, you can see there's some nice sculpted abdomen there. And some pectorals as well, sort of abstract pectorals. And there's a nice sort of little collar going around the neck as well. Again, this is a made-up monster, so you know the musculature seems to be, it seems to be almost insect-like. And then you can see you've got the shoulders joining up with the wings here. Very nice indeed. And you can see these come round, sort of end in these sort of like flat hooks, so that I suppose they could be used as legs as well. And then moving on to these limbs here, the ones with sort of a red stripe going down them. And they gradiate really nicely from the black to this glossy red. And you can see these end up in a nice hook as well. So I'm assuming these can be walked upon like fists of an ape. Pretty cool. And then we've got these sort of very diminutive little arms, a bit like a T-Rex's arms, but they end in a hook as well, mirroring these legs which are articulated. And then also we've got the main legs here underneath, which end in almost like, they seem to be like little hoofs. You can see them just there. They seem to be more hoof-like than the other appendages. Pretty cool. And then if we take a look at the back, you can see it's got sort of like a Batman look going on. So I'm assuming this thing can fly. That's the impression I'm getting anyway, unless it's like a flightless bird. But I think in the trailer I did see some flying. And then I really like the look of this head. I have to say, it reminds me, the elongated nature of the head reminds me very much of Alien. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, Alien is a good reference to take. So as you can see, I did put the helicopter in the mouth of the Muto. I find it works best if you put the gun or the tail part in between the beak. It seems to pin it pretty well. Now, of course, with the two sets at our disposal, we can have a real battle. Like this. And yes, that's what happens to the Muto. He lands face planting the ground. But yeah, we have got the two vehicles as well, so you can have quite a lot of playtime with these. And I think it's cool if you want like a smaller version of the Godzilla and the Muto. It's great that these are affordable sets. If you want to check out the review for this set, the Godzilla set, we have reviewed this one on the channel, so link down below. Okay, so in terms of the scale of this thing, we're looking at about 3 inches tall, which is about 8 centimeters, and in terms of the width, we're looking at about 4.5 inches, about 11 centimeters altogether. Without the wings, you're looking at about just under 2 inches, about 4.5 centimeters. Now I have to say, in camera, the colour scheme is a bit deceptive. It's almost like an off black, very dark brown, and I don't know if that comes across in this video. Unfortunately, we've got pretty rubbish weather in the UK here today, but you're looking at sort of like a very dark brown. It's not completely black, and it's got a very soft, all of the feeling of this creature is a very soft rubber, so all of these pieces can be quite flexibly bent, and you can see the arms, even the arms bend. And actually I like that because it gives it this sort of like realistic feeling skin, and also it makes the wings actually very easy to remove and replace, with them being made from this rubbery material. The whole body, everything is made from this rubbery material, and I kind of like that. It reminds me of like the old Jurassic Park toys. Okay, so size comparison. Here is the winged Muto next to Godzilla, and you can see how big they would be next to each other, battling it out. And you can see the Godzilla's just a little bit taller. He's about head height taller than the Muto. And here's the Stegosaurus corpse from Collect A, and you can see the scale of them next to each other there. Not much of a battle for the Muto, but still gives you an idea of the scale. And lastly, here's the Carnotaurus from Schleich, another rubbery beast. The links for all these creatures can be found down below. So there we have it, guys. That was the Godzilla 2014 Pack of Destruction Winged Muto set. I think this set boasts a lot of playability. It comes with the destructible city, the articulated helicopter, and the removable wings of the Muto and the articulated arm. So actually it's got quite a lot of playability. You can do quite a lot with this. But I think some of the designs of these figures could be a little bit improved in terms of their paint job and the detail of the sculpt. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you already own these? Will you be picking these up? Let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for more Godzilla toy reviews in the future. Okay, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.